Hello everybody, this is Baka Zombie and welcome back to another Pokemon TCG Pocket video. Today we are here with a deck that is similar to one that we recently tried out before the Mythical Islands that came out, and that was Gyarados. Gyarados with Frostmoth. The idea of that was to power up the Gyarados. The Gyarados can remove energies with its attack, only does 100 damage. So it's a little underwhelming, but with Mythical Island, they released a new Gyarados card, which is actually a little bit better than the previous one. Not by much, but it got a little bit of a buff. So we do have Gyarados EX now with a big HP pool of 180. It also has the attack Raging Whirlpool, which is very similar to the previous Gyarados' attack. Instead of only doing 100, though, it does 140, which knocks out a couple of those EX Pokemon like Articuno EX. And also, it discards a random energy from among the energy attached to all Pokemon. So it's not just your opponent's Pokemon, opponent's active Pokemon. It could be the opponent's bench Pokemon. It could be your bench Pokemon. It could be your Gyarados. So there's a little bit of a drawback there. But the additional damage does goes a long way in helping cover for that. And plus, sometimes you can get some pretty critical energy removals from things off your opponent's bench that they're trying to build up, which can slow them down a little bit. So that's the idea here. Instead of pairing up this Gyarados with Frostmoth, there's actually another new Pokemon that came out in Mythical Island that does boost these water-type decks, and that is going to be Vaporeon. With its ability Wash Out, as often as you like during your turn, you may move a water energy from one of your bench water Pokemon to your active water Pokemon. It also has a fairly decent attack with Wave Splash, doing 60 damage, but the idea is that you're going to actually power up your Articuno EX early on in the game, get some spread damage off with Blizzard, so you're getting big chunks off the active Pokemon with the 80 damage from Blizzard, and then you're also spreading that additional 10 damage to each Pokemon on the bench. This will allow for you to have time to set up your Gyarados, both evolve your Magikarp, and get in a little bit of additional water energy on the field, and then get your Gyarados into the active spot, move any energy that you need to, using Vaporeon, and then continue to sweep from there with Gyarados. That's the idea, at least. It's a little bit of a setup, a little bit more of a setup than things like Mewtwo or Pikachu or even Celebi, which is a new deck that has shown its face from the Mythical Island deck. But if you get it off, it's really good. And of course, this deck does have the additional boon of having the Misty supporter card, where you can choose one of your water Pokemon and flip a coin until you get tails. For each heads, take a water energy from your energy zone and attach to that Pokemon. This also helps if you get really lucky and get a really big Misty, to the point where you have more water energies on a Pokemon than you would need. Vaporeon can help move those around to places where they may be more well suited. So that's the idea of the deck. Of course, the deck list will be in the description below if you want to try it out for yourself. But the main thing here is going to need 2 Gyarados EX, 2 Magikarp, 2 Articuno EX, 2 Vaporeon, 2 Eevee, 2 Pokeballs, 2 Professor's Research, 2 Misty, 2 Sabrina, and 2 Leafs. Do a little bit of variation in there. Maybe you could, if you really wanted, you could run just 1 Gyarados. I like the consistency of having 2, but maybe that also gunks up the deck. You could drop a Gyarados and a Magikarp for like a Giovanni to have a little bit of extra damage on your Gyarados. Or like an X speed, so you don't have to use a supporter on for the turn with Leaf. If you're trying to retreat something like Eevee, the rest of the Pokemon have a 2 retreat cost, so Leaf is actually really useful in this deck. And then something like Magikarp can retreat itself by attacking. So, again, this is the idea of the deck. We're going to get some battles in. If you enjoy this video, be sure to like and subscribe if you have not already. And we're going to hop right on in. Coin flip. We're going to go second, which is nice. But again, this deck doesn't necessarily get hindered from going first as long as you pull Misty on your first turn and get a good Misty flip. But just a little more insurance going second. Plus, we start with Articuno, which is really nice. Don't have to worry about trying to keep our non-evolved Pokemon alive. Plus, we do have that Misty as well. we're going to see another... we're going up against an Articuno. It's going to be Articuno Starmie, though, which tends to be a little bit more reliable because the Starmie only needs 2 energy and still puts out a ton of damage. And they're going to get a Misty. Tails, 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 tails. I only have so much breath. Flip your coin, man. Oh. Woo! We get the turn one tails. We're going to pull another Eevee. We don't necessarily have to pull one down, especially because my opponent missed the coin flip on the Misty. I'm going to play my Misty, and we're going to get heads. We both get tails. So... don't get too much of an advantage. I mean, technically we do because we get the energy attached first. But I can just end my turn here. As long as my opponent doesn't pull up another Misty. I see a Krabby. This deck includes the Kingler. Not something you typically see. Oh, they do have another Misty. Tails, 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 tails. Tails? Yeah! No Misty for anybody today. Alright, cool. So we still have the advantage of going second, which is nice. We pulled Gyarados, which doesn't really help us here because we don't have Magikarp yet. But I can put the water energy onto Articuno. I can evolve Eevee into Vaporeon, give it a little bit extra HP, as well as that ability if we are to get Sabrina at some point here. And then I can... I was thinking if it's worth going for the... yeah, no, let's just get some damage down on Articuno. We're going to go for the Ice Wing. I thought about going for Sabrina, but they have the Krabby that they can sacrifice over the Starmie. Or the Staryu, I should say. So it's not necessarily the best play. We're going to see the Kingler come down, though. No Starmie yet, which is nice. And we're going to get Ice Winged. Owie. So we're just kind of trading blows here at this point. We do put the Leaf, which, again, doesn't help at this point. I might as well go for Blizzard here. Yes. And I think we Sabrina next turn. I guess, no. No, I think we don't. I think we don't. Just because it'll be important to remove this Articuno, right? Okay, I actually pull another Articuno, so I can start powering that up. Still no Magikarp, which kind of sucks. But we're here. I could actually... yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to play Leaf. I'm gonna preserve my Articuno EX that's in the active spot. So that I don't just give up 2 points for free, and then we can wash out to move 2 water energies off of my bench Articuno to my active Articuno. And then we can still go for that Blizzard, KOing their Articuno, removing 3 energies off their side of the field, and putting my opponent in a spot where they have to promote Kingler more than likely. Yep. So they don't want their Staryu getting KO'd. If they don't get the Starmie here, the opponent can concede. So no Gyarados that turn. I was going to say, if the opponent doesn't pull Starmie, then I can just play Sabrina, pull up their Staryu, KO it, and then they're kind of just too far behind at that point. I mean, right there, they're also too far behind because I just removed all their energy off the field. And that's the power of Vaporeon, is being able to make sure that your energy isn't just getting KO'd. So yeah, they pulled that victory off pretty nicely. Couple of whiffed Misties on both sides. We're going to see if we can get Gyarados going in the next battle, though. Coin flip. It's heads this time, so we're going first. If we can start with a Misty. We don't start with a Misty, at least not right now. The Articuno, we have the Magikarp. Hopefully we can pull an Eevee off the Pokeball. It's going to be Druddigon. Druddigon with Superior. I assume Celebi is somewhere in here too. So that'll be interesting to see. I'm going to pull a Pokeball. We grab our other Articuno instead of our Eevee, which kind of sucks. But I'm going to slap that Articuno down. Just so that my Magikarp isn't the one being Sabrina. But they do have Druddigon, so more than likely they're not going to worry about using Sabrina, but we do get the Eevee off of our second Pokeball. So now our field is kind of all set up. We just gotta get our evolutions out, and then I can end turn here. I would love a Misty next turn, so that we can start attacking. I don't... well, I guess, yeah, we would want to Ice Wing and then Blizzard. So we'll be attacking the Druddigon twice. Celebi is going to come out and get an energy attached, so it's going to start setting up. We do get Gyarados, which is nice. Gyarados. So let's play Gyarados. Let's play Vaporeon. Let's put down the water energy. Yeah, because we won't be able to Misty this turn even if I pull it here off the Professor's Research. Gyarados and a Misty. Cool. End my turn here. Ideally, they don't have the Servine. And there it is. There it is, and an energy attached to the Celebi for the turn. I have both of my Misties. Honestly, I can just Misty onto my Gyarados. There's a heads. 2 heads, 3 heads, 4 heads, 5 heads. We 5 heads to make up for that first game. So our Gyarados is all ready to go, actually. I could just... yeah, that's what I'm going to do here. I think. Yes. Okay, so we can use Washout on Vaporeon to move a water energy from Gyarados up to Articuno. We can then retreat our Articuno, bring in Gyarados. And then we can use Gyarados to knock out the Druddigon. And possibly get rid of an energy off the Celebi. We get rid of energy off of our Gyarados, unfortunately. That is the drawback. We just have to hope they don't have the Superior. And if they do have the Superior, they can't hit 3 heads. Or we just lose all of our energies that we just worked so hard for, that Misty. There's the Superior. So now they have 6 chances at hitting 3 heads, which kind of... actually, no, wait. They need 4. They need 4 heads. So that does help us a little bit. Not a whole ton, but it is something. Let's see. They hit a Tails. 1 head, 2 head, 3. They only hit 3. Okay, Gyarados survives just by the skin of its teeth with 10 HP. And I do pull the Leaf. My opponent concedes. Yeah, because Gyarados could have knocked out Celebi there, so I didn't necessarily have to retreat it. So yeah, again, that's kind of what Misty does. Again, don't talk bad about Misty. The Misty stands will get in the chat and start getting angry. But that's why Misty is a stupid card. Because it can just pull nonsense like that. And then it's like, well, we just lose. But that's also the nature of Pocket. Pocket is just kind of a really hard swinging game. And it's made to be that way, so that games are really fast. But that is the power of this deck. So, we got to show that off. We see how even just Articuno and Vaporeon by themselves are very strong, even without the Gyarados. So let's do one more. I may be shooting for the sun. You're flying too close to the sun. Young Icarus himself. But we're going to try to get that 3-win game, 3-win video here. So, let's hop right into our next one. Coin flip. We get Tails this time. So we definitely are guaranteed the energy on turn 1. And we start with both of our Articunos and a Misty. I would like to get Eevee or Magikarp, but we take what we can here. We're playing against another Celebi deck. I don't expect to have as good a luck as we did last time, but you never know with Misty. That's like the best Misty I've ever had in my life for that previous game. We're going to see the Snivy does get pulled off of the Professor's Research. We pull a Vaporeon, so we have both of our Vaporeons now. We'll just Misty here. Alright, Misty. Come up big for us again. 1 heads. 2 heads. Okay, we get to Blizzard this turn. That might just be an auto-concede for my opponent here. I'm not going to lie. And then we don't have to bother putting down our other Articuno because that's just asking to get Sabrina. And we put Celebi into KO range next turn. We see the energy attached to the Celebi. Professor's Research. So nothing like Erica to save the Celebi. I guess if they had 2 potions, they could save Celebi here, but otherwise I just KO it. Let's see. We could just see a concede here. No, they're going to pass. They're going to allow me to just KO him. I do get the Magikarp off the pull. So I'm going to play Magikarp, and I'm going to play Articuno. Just because I don't want my poor little baby Magikarp getting Sabrina. And then I'm going to Blizzard here, just KO the Celebi. The Servine could survive if it evolves into Superior. Superior has 110 HP, and we've only done 20 damage to it. So it'd be at 90. But we have the Leaf if Articuno gets Sabrina'd up. And they're just going to pass the turn, so that's going to be game. I don't have to worry about attaching energies, playing any cards. We can just Blizzard for the game. Again, Misty just kind of wins games, guys. That's how it goes sometimes. This, again, it's not that consistent as it has. Like, I had 2 games back-to-back where Misty just slammed them to make up for the 0 Misty heads on the first game. So we do get those games where you just get 0 heads, and that's just kind of how Misty goes. And you also get games where you get 5 heads in a row and get your Gyarados turn 2. So it's kind of the ups and downs in this deck. This video makes it look so much better than it is. It is a good deck. It's an incredibly good deck. But we got really lucky on Misty flips. So if you guys are having a little bit of frustration early on with this deck, that's probably why you're just not hitting your Misty flips. And that's the nature of Pokemon Pocket. So thank you guys so much for joining us today on this video. Again, the deck list will be in the description below if you want to try this deck out for yourself. We'll be back with another deck next week. And we're looking forward to the next set. Apparently it drops at the end of the month. So we'll see how big it is. I assume it's going to be like another 3-pack set, like Apex Legends was. Is that what that set is called? Anyways, thank you guys so much for joining us today. Like and subscribe if you have not already, and we'll see you guys next time. Have a good night, everybody.